This is the Cliff Yates Show. Personal growth, motivation, inspiration, and philosophies for a great life.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Cliff Yates Show. I've got a doozy for you today. My favorite co-host, my favorite guest, my favorite partner in life, my wife Alba Yates is here today to talk about her fantastic adventure trip to Lima, Peru, and hiking the Inka Trail, Machu Picchu, and just a great adventure. You're gonna love it. Here we go. Yes, my favorite co-host is back. You're my favorite.
Really?
And, yeah, and always your episodes are the most watched.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
Come on now. You got some great episodes. I don't believe that for a second.
Now listen, this was an amazing trip. And am I saying this right? Machu Picchu?
Yes, Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. Okay.
Yes.
What inspired you to choose Peru and specifically Machu Picchu for this great adventure?
Well, actually, it was one of my friends that I work with as a deputy sheriff, Frank Espinoza. If you
Frank.
watch, it was you because he showed me he was a world traveler. He would show me pictures of everything he went everywhere he went to, and he showed me pictures of Machu Picchu, and I'm like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. It started probably like 20 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So
Yep.
you had this head
Yep.
in your head a while. How did you, and I saw you doing it for quite a few weeks ahead of time, how did you prepare physically and mentally for the hike to Machu Picchu?
I didn't really prepare. Come on now.
Well, you were kind of going treadmill and making sure you were.
We live in Florida, so it's very flat here. So I really didn't do much. I just walked maybe 5 miles a day, and then I tried to do treadmill.
Yeah.
Barely. I think I did like maybe 3 days of going up an incline, but that was much. I think I'm just pretty much in shape.
Yeah, you walk 45 miles a day.
I do 45 miles a day, and I'm used to climbing. When I was in Southern California where we lived, I'm used to climbing uphill, so that wasn't I wasn't too worried about it. I was just worried about the altitude, because a lot of people get altitude sickness, and so that's what I was worried about.
Yeah. I was going to ask you a question about that. Also, because the hike to Machu Picchu was, you did other things, right? So there was other cultural experiences and excursions that you went on in Peru outside of Machu Picchu,
Yes.
like Rainbow Mountain. Tell me about some of those excursions.
So, okay. Oh, wow, Rainbow Mountain. Okay, Rainbow Mountain, that was one of the toughest. So basically, when I first got to Lima, Peru, I spent 2 days in Lima, Peru. I did a lot of excursions there too. I met a lot of people. PhotoFly, I got a shout out to PhotoFly because that's how I found Machu Picchu. If you ever want to go on a great adventures, PhotoFly is the way to go. So anyways, oh my goodness. So anyways, 2 days in Lima, and then we went 90-minute plane ride to Cusco. And then that is where Rain Mountain.
Yeah. Is it Rainbow Mountain?
I'm sorry, Rainbow Mountain.
I'm going to put pictures up too for that.
Sorry, I
yeah.
got like ADHD and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so Rainbow Mountain. So going to Rainbow Mountain, it's a bus ride. So it's like a 2-hour bus ride, and you got to go up 15,000 kilometers. Cusco's already up in elevation. I don't know exactly what the above sea level, but going to the Rainbow Mountain, once you get there, it's 15,000 feet above sea level.
Wow.
So, and then the Rainbow Mountain, it's a round trip 4 miles. So it's 2 miles going all the way up the hill, and then 2 miles coming down. And some people can take horses. So if you want, you can pay someone to ride you on a horse a mile and a half up, and then you only have to do the last half mile.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do I want to experience the whole entire thing walking up this hill. So in my group, we had a total of 16 people on the PhotoFly group, but only 8 people wanted to do Rainbow Mountain. And 4 or 5 decided to do the horse for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I think there was only 3 of us that wanted to walk up the mountain. It was Karen and I think it's Raul. So, we all, and then of course our guide stayed behind us the whole time. So we always had a guide So he's always behind us if anything happened. And then I already knew when I got to Cusco, when I went to the airport, the locals were saying, you need to slow down.
Oh.
Because we're already in elevation. And it's like, and then I go, oh, I mean, you could feel the air. As soon as you get off the plane, you can tell already your breathing is different. And so I'm very high energy. I'm always going fast. And then the lady was like, you need to slow down, walk slow. You're in a different. So then I got myself to I got to start walking slower because I'm in a high altitude. So then once we got to the top, and we had walking sticks, which I've never really used walking sticks, but I'm glad I did. So anyways, so there we go, going up the trek, mountain. It was basically like a packed dirt road, but it's all uphill and like a zigzag. And I have to tell you, the breathing was very hard.
Yeah.
And the guide told me he was giving me some advice. I kind of just tried to do my breathing when I used to go running. I just used that breathing, and that worked for me. So, and I just walked. I just said, just walk. I was just telling myself, easy does it.
Yeah.
And by the way, you have to be easy because you can't. It's like breathing. But it's amazing that there was thousands and thousands and thousands of people walking up this Rainbow Mountain, all ages, okay? They're 20-something to 80-something years old going up this mountain.
Wow.
So anyways.
Well, you took beautiful pictures. I'm going to put pictures up if you're watching on YouTube. It's put them on
anyways.
there. Yeah.
So I tried to stay with my 3 people, and then eventually I lost 2 of them because one of them, I don't know, well, not that I lost them.
You left him behind probably.
I just continued walking.
Yeah.
And then later on, I didn't, you're not going to get lost. You just keep following people. And then later on, I saw one of the girls from our group coming down the hill, and I said, wow, you're all done? That's great. Well, I'll tell you the story later. But anyways, she's married to Raul, who was walking up also. And I forgot her name. But anyways, I'll tell you the story later. So then I just kept going, wow, that's great. She made it already. She came down already. That's great. So I kept going up. And then I looked up and oh, my gosh. They look like ants. I see thousands of people, and it looked like tiny ants. And then I just kept looking at the ground. That's it. I didn't even look up anymore. I don't want to even look
because
up.
if you look up, you're going to get overwhelmed, right?
Yeah. Well, overwhelmed. It's depressing. You're like,
I'm never going to make it up there.
Yeah. So I just kept trekking.
Man.
And then I'm like, oh man, I finally made it. I thought I made it to the top because there was another 1,000 people just chilling out, relaxing. There was vendors there, and I'm thinking, oh, I made it to the top. This is great. And then I looked up oh no, I'm not done yet. And now it's more uphill, and it was more there was a lot of slabs of concrete, steps, but they weren't it's easy to fall. And I was oh my gosh. So I got oh wow, I just gotta keep going up. So I finally made it up, and I was so excited.
Yeah.
I made it up, and everybody out there, just amazing how beautiful it is. The Rainbow Mountain is so basically has different colors of the mountains. It's orange, pink, blues, so gorgeous.
Looked like strips of areas that were just different colors. Yeah,
it's beautiful. And so now I'm waiting to take a picture because everybody wants to take a picture of the sign where it says you made it up to the Rainbow Mountain. And there was 40 people in line, and I'm thinking, and then the guide says, now remember, you cannot spend more than 20 minutes up there. You can't spend more than 20 minutes.
Oh.
Otherwise, you'll get sick.
Okay. You'll get altitude sickness.
You'll have issues.
Oh.
So I think, oh no, I really want to take a picture with, and I was talking to a person in front of me. She happened to be from, young girl I think she was from New York or something. We started talking, and then all of a sudden I see my guide coming. I'm like, oh my God, my guide's here. And he's like, come over here, we're gonna go take a picture. So he just took me and I didn't mean to cut, but he just like,
Oh, good.
let's go. He just took me and he took lots of pictures of me, and then we took some other pictures. There was 2 alpacas which were posing. Everybody takes a picture with these 2 beautiful alpacas, and they're so cute. They're wearing sunglasses. So I took pictures there, and then afterwards he goes, okay, he goes, I haven't seen the other group. I go, I haven't seen the other group either. So he goes, I'm going to stay up here. I'm going to wait for the other group. I said, okay. So then I started going downhill. So as I started going downhill, I met up with the other group, and they had just, I go, oh, we finished. We went, and I was like, oh, so excited that I met up with the other group.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my gosh, our guide is looking for you guys. So I said, stay here. I'm going to go up and see if I'm going to find the guy, the guide, because he's looking for you. And so I went up, and then thank God I found the guide, and I told him I found the other group. And so then we all went down, finished it. So we all finished. It was another 2 mile down the mountain. So we get to the van, and then we get in the van, and I see that the girl that I thought had finished Rainbow Mountain, she was laying across 3 seats of the shuttle bus. And I was asking to her husband, well, what happened? She goes, oh no, she got altitude sickness. She's been throwing up, it's bad. They had to give her oxygen. So luckily our guide had oxygen. So gave her oxygen, and so she was fine, but she got altitude sickness, and everybody else was fine, but she was the only one that got out, and she never made it up. And I think Raul, also her husband, never made it all the way up, and neither did Karen. But the other 4 that went on the horse first, to be honest, then they all made it up because they only had a half mile to go up.
Half mile, yeah.
So, and they all made it. We all went down the hill together, so it was nice bonding. So yeah, that was so that was great.
Do you feel more oxygen as you go lower, or no? It's not that big a deal. It's all low. You don't even notice it. How big is the area at the top? Is there like a flat area? Or?
Yeah, at the top there's a flat area. It's pretty big. You can there's probably there's different levels of flat areas. Let's put it that way. There's like 100, could be 100 people here, another 100 down there, another 100 over here, and then also I wasn't able to go down. There was another place you could not go all the way down, and there was like a big hand statue. Like if you wanted to, you can take a picture with this huge. But I was like, I didn't want to get lost, so I decided I better stay where I'm at and just stay with the program. So that was I think that was the 3rd day.
Do they if they use the horse, is somebody leading the horse for you? And
yeah, there's someone's leading, and they're both the local indigenous people, men and women. Just think, these guys and girls go up and down the hill like nothing because they live in that altitude. Yeah. And the ladies and the women, they wear the big white, black skirts. They're all dressed in their local, beautiful attire. And they have the big hats on, which is so beautiful. And then I learned about the different hats. So if you're single, the hat is, I believe if you're single, the hat is colorful. It has colors on the top. Yeah. And if you're married, it's all black. So I guess the men will know if you're single or married. Yeah. By the hat.
I like it.
So anyways, so that's that.
When now, after you've done this, you're at a hotel, right? Is your main place?
And after we did this, it's constantly going up a hill. Like Cusco is on a mountain. You're going up a hill. All the hotels, you go up the hill. Everything's uphill. I think after that the bus took us back to the hotel. Yep.
And
so
then
we had a nice dinner. Yep.
Before you go to Machu Picchu, what do you have? A day or a couple of days, or?
I had a couple of days, yeah. Okay. So we spent two days in Cusco. So that day, and the second day we went to the salt mines. So that was like another excursion.
I saw the pictures. We're gonna put those pictures up too. That was amazing.
Everything's like 2-hour bus tour. Okay. You go on the bus shuttle another 2 hours, and you go to the salt mines, and then you go back down. So every day there was an excursion every day. So I think we spent 2 days in Cusco, 2 days in Lima, 2 days in Cusco, and then we went to That's right. Okay, so then those people that when we got to Cusco, there were some guides that were telling me, okay, apparently because there was a lot of rains, some people had signed up to go to, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. Starts with a Y, Guaya something. Anyways, it was like a 16-mile hike that kind of goes way above Machu Picchu and comes back around. Well, we couldn't do that because it was too wet and dangerous. So, anyways, so we didn't do that. So that was like, I wasn't able to do that. But that's fine because apparently, I didn't know this, but I had signed up for the Inka Trail.
Yeah.
And the other trail, and the director says, I don't know how you got both of them because it's a conflict. I go, I don't either. I was just signing up for everything. So,
So I was going to ask you. So when you plan your trip, is it a la carte? Like I'm going to pick this. People can pick what they want to do.
Well, a lot of excursions are already provided.
Okay, they're
Not
included.
really. There's
yeah.
like maybe 2 or 3. It's already but there's like Rainbow Mountain is extra. The Inka Trail is extra.
Okay.
The cooking class is extra. So there's a lot of things that is extra. The one the 15-mile around, that's extra. But the Machu Picchu Trail, that's provided.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's an easy one. That's just you go up and down. Anyways,
when was the cooking class? Before your
the
hike?
cooking class was way after.
Oh, way after. Okay.
After the Inka Trail.
I will get to that after the Inca Trail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, how about this? What role did the local culture and history play in your overall experience of visiting Machu Picchu? I guess the locals play a big part in like helping people hiking and.
Oh yeah, they love tourists because that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
By tourism, and they love us. They're like the most friendliest, humble people you could ever meet. Wonderful, wonderful people. Yes, they work hard and they just want to take care of you. Yeah, they're there to take care of you. They don't want anything to happen
That's
to you.
That's great. Oh my
And by the way, I felt really safe. I went to Lima, Peru. I felt safe. I went there the first day. I got there a day early, and I was there by myself. And I went to the receptionist. I said, hey, what can I do? I have a whole day. What can I do? And she was like, very nice. She gave me a little pamphlet. Well, we got this at 9. We got this at 2. And then we have also this. And I said, oh, I want to do this thing over here. It's like, well, it started already. But don't worry. What I'll do is, they accommodate you. I'm going to get a taxi to take you where they're at right now. And then you can start it off. That's exactly what they did. A taxi came, picked me up. They dropped me off where they were, and I met these two guys from Uruguay. So it was like a private tour because there was only 2 guys from Uruguay and me, and it was just like a SUV and then a driver and a guide. And so we spent all day, well, not all day, from 9 to like 2, and basically, this was like. Just telling us more of the story, more history about the Incas, and even pre-Incas. So the Incas are from the 1500 to 1600. There's too much to tell.
So the Incas, their culture revolved around this mountain. The Incas are responsible for the salt mines and the whole place.
Yes and no. Yeah, that could be. I don't know. It could be, but there was pre-Incas, so before the Incas. Oh,
before the Incas, pre-Incas. Okay.
There is pre-Inca. There is an underground, like I told you. There is an underground Machu Picchu. There is an underground tunnel where the other, I forgot what they call them, but they weren't Incas. They were another tribe.
Yeah.
They were there, but you cannot go on these tunnels because obviously. They're going to mess up Machu Picchu, the mountain, the beautiful mountains. And there's a lot of this place is filled with archaeologists.
Yeah.
I think most of the people that are there, they probably go to school to learn about archaeology, about the sun, the moon, the stars, everything like that. Very spiritual. So I'm sorry, what was I talking about? I got distracted. We're talking about the Inca.
They're the pre-Incas, and they had tunnels and stuff.
Yeah,
so they
couldn't do this. But there's archaeologists always finding something new.
Yeah,
they're always finding something from the Incas, like a new whatever building. Well, I call them buildings, but they're like these are all buildings that were made out of stones.
You can
and
tell.
rocks.
Yeah.
And some of these stones weighed 2 tons.
Jeez.
And like these Incas made their own tools. It's amazing. So in order to cut a stone, they actually used, I forgot if it was a piece of wood and a hammer, but it's amazing. They're smarter than us.
Yeah.
They were way smarter than us. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, these Incas are so smart. They were so smart back then. I'm thinking, wow, my mind is blown how smart they were with everything, how they built these wonderful, stone mountains, and they were all like pyramids. Obviously, during there's a lot of earthquakes there. The boulders they fell and stuff, but I mean, you could still see how incredible, I guess they call them citadels.
Yeah.
And this was found by an archaeologist. I don't know what year, believe it or not, I think it was in the 1900s when this was found, which is really incredible that this whole place was found in the 1900s by an archaeologist. It was covered with grass, yellow grass, and it was just, and all of a sudden you find more and more. So Machu Picchu was found by an archaeologist. I think it was a Spaniard. And then they just keep finding more and more and more. And it's just incredible. It's overwhelming.
I want to show the pictures and maybe
overwhelming.
Maybe some video. I saw a parade of the archaeologists. There's so many, right? There was big groups of.
Yes.
It looks like there was 100 archaeologists coming down the parade.
1,000. No, I didn't take I was taking.
I saw a picture of the parade.
Well, I took several videos afterwards. I was there an hour, and I said I can't be using all my iPhone videos.
Yeah.
Because it kept going and going and going. And most of this was from, the archaeologists, universities, and everybody that makes Machu Picchu, and the tourism and the carpenters and
wow.
So I was apparently every Sunday. Well, that was a special Sunday because it was the day before Las Pascuas, the Palm Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday. Yeah.
It was Palm Sunday, and they were selling people were making little crosses with palms, and everybody. The churches they were all going to church, bringing the palms to the church. A lot of Catholics there.
Yeah.
And so I asked them, do they do this every Sunday? And they said that they do this every Sunday. They have something like this. So I don't know. But I saw the number 56. So I don't know if that was the 56th anniversary or what was going on. But there was too much going on. It was overwhelming. But they said that every Sunday they have something like that going on, like a parade. But
now, I know the answer to this question already is a yes, but tell me about the local Peruvian foods. And what were your favorites? I'm sure there was a bunch.
My favorite was ceviche.
Ceviche.
The best ceviche ever that I have tasted. I haven't been to too many places, but I've been to the best ceviche that I had before this was actually when I went to Baja, Mexico. It was San Felipe, and we had on the ocean, so there, that this is fresh ceviche. That was the best ceviche I've had, and that was like 30 years ago. And now I go to Lima, Peru, and Cusco. It's like, oh my gosh, the fish is so fresh, and I think they had trout, and to me, trout looks like salmon because it's an orangey color, and it's just, oh my gosh.
Oh, good. It's all fresh fish.
That was my favorite. I was having so much ceviche, but everything was good. Everything that I tasted was delicious.
How about you had great memorable interaction with the people, fellow travelers, the PhotoFly people?
Oh, yes.
There's like a group of 20 or so you had.
It was a group of 16 to 18. And the director of PhotoFly, she's amazing. She's been doing this for 20 years.
What is PhotoFly? Is that like a picture group?
It's like a travel agent.
Oh, okay.
They call it PhotoFly, but you don't really have to take photos.
Gotcha.
I thought you did. When I first saw this, I thought, do I have to take photos? I go, no.
Oh, good.
But everybody takes photos, obviously. I mean, but it's not like, people have to take photos. No. So I met so many people that have already done this like at least 10 times with PhotoFly.
Wow.
So I met a really nice family from Colorado. That's right. It was a family of 4. It was a mother and father, their daughter came, and also the twin sister. The mother and father, the mother and the twin sister came. So they're all like 60 years old. And then the daughter, who was 40 years old, also came. So they were a nice family that I met the first day I was there. I met them. I got to talk to them. And
some people have come back to Machu Picchu 10 times.
Years.
10 years they come back?
They've done this
Wow.
10 times already. Not 10 years, but they've already done 10
Wow.
times PhotoFly. And so I remember the first day, everybody got to speak up and say, this is your first time. And a lot of people are like, oh, I've done this twice already with PhotoFly, 3 times. And then we all have to say, what's the place that you want to go to next? So anyways, it was great. So believe it or not, I met 4 people from California. So I obviously talked to them because I'm from Southern California. 2 was a married couple from Fresno, 1 from this South Bay of San Francisco, and then the other one was from Santa Monica, and the other one is from Los Angeles, which I got along really good with him because he's an attorney for oh my gosh, I can't believe it, Marvel Comics? No, it's not Marvel, it's the other comic.
Yeah, because you he's
gonna get set at me that I don't remember, but okay, there's the comics, there's Marvel, and then it's the other one. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking.
They do Batman.
Yeah.
Batman.
Because you talked.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah. You did a video with him.
And then the other married couple was from Houston, Texas, and then I also met a lady who's also from Florida. She only lives like a half hour away from here. And then the other one, I forgot. What's her name? Leanne. I think she's from Virginia. I'm not sure. And then I met another beautiful. They're all beautiful. Another beautiful lady, Missy, and she's from DC. Yeah, so all wonderful. We're all friends. We're all gonna be friends forever.
Yeah. So you went. So the Rainbow Mountain was the 2 miles. And
2 miles up and 2 miles back.
So now you get ready to go to Machu Picchu, and that's a big bus ride, right? How long?
Yeah, we did so the next thing was getting prepared for the Inka Trail, which is like a 8-mile round trip.
So Inka's, now that's something separate. That's not Machu Picchu either.
Yeah, but it goes up and then you go past. You're able to see Machu Picchu up high and down, which is a great view of everything. You get to see the rear view of Machu Picchu. But let me tell you,
what was it like when you first saw it?
Beautiful. Everything there was beautiful.
Yeah.
Even in Lima, Peru, I was like, I thought it was in Machu Picchu. I go, what? There's more than this? There's so many different Incas buildings from even in Lima, Peru, and Cusco. So not just Machu Picchu. But
what's the language they speak there? Not Spanish.
I forgot.
No.
I don't know. Well, no, they speak Spanish. In Lima, Peru, they speak Spanish.
Okay.
But the indigenous people, they speak a different language.
Okay.
I can't tell you. You have to look it up. Okay, let's see. What were you asking me about? Oh, Machu Picchu.
The moment you first caught sight of it. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, you took the bus ride. It's 3.
Okay, so basically.
We're doing the Inka Trail first.
We already knew. So the Inka Trail is 8 mile. It was a 2-hour bus ride, then a 1-hour train ride, and then it's an 8-mile trek. And you have to take everything on your back. So basically, the people not everybody did the Inka Trail. It was only 4 of us girls that did it.
Yeah.
4 out of the 16 did the Inka Trail. And so they already told us, like, all right, we're going from Cusco. We have to leave all our suitcases in Cusco at the hotel.
Yeah.
And you can only bring 2 days of clothes and put it in your backpack. So basically for 2 days, you're going to have everything in your backpack. And basically these 4 of us had to carry our backpacks wherever we went.
Jeez.
Because we left early. We had to leave at 4, 5 in the morning to go on the 2-hour bus trip. Then from there, we got on a 1-hour train, which is beautiful. We got to see the river. Beautiful river. And then they gave us they call it a lunch box, but it's like a bag, and it had great stuff. It was full of sandwich, fruits, you name it, Gatorade, yada yada. And so now once we got off the train ride, then we met up. There was another group. We met two girls from Italy, a mother and daughter that were in a group. So it was a mother and daughter, and it was us 4. So it was us 6 of us in our main group.
Nice.
So, and then we just start climbing.
Wow.
And climbing and climbing.
And you have a
climbing.
guide for this too?
Yes.
Not the same guide.
A different guide.
Okay.
There's always a different guide.
Yeah.
And the guide there was a guide in the front and a guide in the back.
Yeah.
So there's always a guide, always one in the front and one in the back. So,
Did they talk to you about what you're seeing?
yeah,
or
every so often I go, okay, we're gonna stop here. This, da da da. Oh, these are orchids, blah blah blah. Talking about the orchids that are growing along the mountain. And then he showed us, okay, that was the original. There was an original Inka Trail that the Incas used to go, but I guess it was too dangerous because it was too steep, or it was like there's not enough room to walk on it. You could just fall easily. So this is the other Inka Trail. So now we were on the Inka Trail where the Incas actually walk up, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
To know that the Incas were
right
walking
there.
and up and down this trail. And while we're going up, by the way, there was like the guys that worked there, they would run up and come down. They had like backpacks on their back because there's actually like a 4-day excursion you could do, a 4-day Inka Trail.
Oh, wow.
That you can do.
4 days.
So a lot of these are like Sherpas and guys. They're like running up, running down, running up, running down. And as we're walking up, all of a sudden like, oh, go to the right. These guys are running so fast down the hill. I'm like, but they're used to it, and they have a huge, like a double, triple backpack on their backs. Running down, walking up, running down. So, anyways, but it was actually it was nice. We just one step at a time with our walking. I didn't use walking sticks, but my friend did use a walking, and she did great because she's way older than me. Not way older, but let's just say she's 67. I'm 60, and then the other 2 were behind me. They So I just kept following her. I was like, and I just like whenever she stopped, I stopped. I wasn't even gonna say I'm stopping. I go whenever she stopped, I stopped. Whenever she went, I went. So me and her were buddies. We made it all the way we made it to the top by ourselves, and we went to the top, and I'm like, oh my God, we did it. But once you make it to the top, then it's down. Then afterwards, it's downhill. So the first 6 miles was uphill, and then the last 2 miles are downhill.
Wow, okay.
So we got to rest for 40 minutes because the other 2 didn't come up till 40 minutes later. We were having our lunch and just enjoying ourselves.
That's awesome.
And then it was just 2 miles downhill. Yeah. Oh, and there was, I forgot to tell you about it's called the Monkey Trail.
Yeah.
So as we're going up the hill, and then the guide was telling us, okay, so there's, like the last half mile, before you get to the sun gates. Once you get to the sun gate, that's it. You made it up to the Inka Trail. It's called the Monkey Trail. So basically, there's these steps that are 90-degree angle, and you got to go on all fours.
Oh.
You got to go on all fours to make it, and they're all. And I'm like, and so I was kind of like getting anxiety. I go, oh my gosh, how am I gonna make this?
So it's almost straight up. You're like this, or
yeah, and they call it the Gringo Killer. So the guy, it was funny, goes, the Gringo Killer. Okay, now I know why, because Gringos.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so you tell us, okay, we're going. This is a mini monkey trail. There was like a mini one. I go, and then he told, okay, this is it. This is a monkey trail, and I didn't even look up. I just said, oh, I'm just taking this. Yeah. I'm going up. And I was going so fast, I almost passed up. I couldn't pass up this other girl because it was the Italian mother.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass her up because there's only so much space from the right and to the left.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't
So there wasn't enough room for me to go around, but it's all right. But I was like, this is pretty easy. I think cool. I'm a monkey.
You are a monkey.
I think I'm a...
Is this monkey part is that near the end?
Yeah, it's near the end.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Yeah, and then once we made that, I was like, okay, you're gonna pass through the sun gates. I was like, I would never looked up. I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep going. And all of a sudden, I remember going through this arch, and then I'm like, is this it? It's like, this is it, because I see everybody out there, and I threw my backpack so fast, I threw everything down. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then I see my my other girl coming up. And then we waited a little bit. My other two girls came up. So we, 4 of us that did this. So we had our name. We actually called ourselves. We now are the Lamitas, the 4 Lamitas.
What does that mean, lamitas?
Llamas are, the animal, llamas that they have up there.
Yeah.
So we're little Lamitas because we made
little lamitas.
We made it all the way up this 8-mile.
Oh, this is the picture, right? You guys are together, but I see a guy with his hands on his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody, well, when you finish
as soon as you come through that.
When you finish, that's like, you're exhausted. You just want to throw everything down. And so now we call ourselves the 4 Lamitas. Yeah. So we have a group of 4 Lamitas. Yeah.
How long did that take? 8 miles. Like 4 hours? Or?
Like 6 hours, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we were done. We started probably, we probably started at 8 in the morning, maybe 9.
Wow.
We probably finished by 4.
Okay, 8 hours a day. Wow.
Yeah, and then afterwards we got to go back on the train.
Oh, that's right. Then a bus after that.
Back on the train for an hour. No. I'm sorry. We didn't have to take the bus tour because the bus tour was from Cusco.
Oh, okay.
So we had to go on a bus from Cusco to Aguascalientes. Okay.
Okay.
So that's where the 2 hours came from. But we had to go back on the train. And once we got off the train, our guide says, "Okay, your hotel is here." So now we stay at a hotel for 2 days, right? And so he's like, "Oh, all you gotta do is climb up. You'll find the hotel." And me and the other 3 girls were like, and where do we meet you? Because he's like, we're gonna meet him for dinner after, like around 8:00. Yeah, well, I'll meet right here on this corner. We're like, "You're gonna be here for sure on this corner?" So we took pictures, and so now we're all walking. I go, "Where?" No, he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna meet you up there." I go, "Don't worry, I'm gonna meet you up there before you even get to the hotel." So now we're climbing up, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? We just finished climbing 8 miles, and now we gotta climb up
to the hotel
to get to our hotel."
Wow.
With our backpacks, and we're just like, we're not complaining. We're like, okay, and we're just walking up, and then finally, and I think we found it. Yeah, I don't know if the guide met us or whatever, but we found the hotel, and it was a beautiful hotel, and we had a great time. Like an hour later, it's like, we're gonna go to the bar next door.
Oh, that's cool.
We went to the bar next door. We ordered some. I introduced them to mojitos. Their drink there is pisco sour, but I did introduce my friends to mojitos.
Pisco sour.
Pisco sour. I'll show you how to make it later.
Okay.
So anyways, afterwards I go, we're gonna take a shower. I'll meet you. We as we were walking up, we were looking for bars. I go, "Oh, there's a bar right there, right next to the hotel."
Perfect.
We already had an eye on it. So we're like, okay, 20 minutes, we're going to take a shower. We all met, like, all right, let's go. And then not only that, then afterwards we got all of our other group to meet us at. They're like, come meet us at the bar. So we all had some drinks. And then afterwards, we had to go meet our guide for dinner. Because that was part of it's amazing. Part of the whole Inka Trail, you get a dinner with it too.
Nice.
So we're like, okay, see you guys. Sorry, we got to go with our director to have dinner. But I think afterwards the other group didn't meet us. So we had a nice dinner with our 2 guides. So nice,
nice.
Talking to them. It was just us 4 that made it through, and the other 2 guys that were there. We treated them for dinner, and we had a good time.
Oh, so out of that group of 15 to 20, only 4 went on this.
Only 4 went on the Inka Trail.
Just because of the distance, they didn't want to do it, or
there was only 4 of us that wanted to do it. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, because then you're doing Machu Picchu the next day or 2, right? Maybe they're getting ready.
Yeah, but Machu Picchu is really, it's not
that hard.
It's like it's very easy. Anybody can do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Machu Picchu Trail, which is not, it's probably, I don't know, about a mile. There's like 3 different sections of Machu Picchu. There's section 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So yeah, anybody can do. You can do it. Yeah, anybody can do Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we did. So the next day, I think it was a free. The next day it was a free day because that was the day that I was supposed to go on that 15-mile thing, and I ended up doing the cooking class. That's right. The next day, I think we had a cooking class. That's right. So that was great.
Oh yeah, I got
Wonderful
pictures of
cooking
that. We're
class,
going to show
yeah.
those too. How many took the class? You're gonna like.
About eight.
Oh, okay.
8 of us.
And you
All the
just,
lamitas were there, I think. Yeah.
and the chef is what? What is he teaching you?
First he taught us how to make pisco sour, but this pisco sour had passion fruit, so it was really good. Everything was made fresh.
Yeah.
And then everybody got to interact. Everybody had to make something. So with the pisco sour, like someone had to get all the passion fruit and what do you call the colander? It's a sifter.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, they have to like.
Not the grater. No. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah.
In español es una espumadora.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like a colander, but it has like mesh. It's round.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
handle. And then you put fruits and you want to make a puree.
You smash them
like
in.
If you want,
okay.
You don't want the seeds to come through. You only want the puree.
The mush,
So someone had to do the passion fruit. Someone else did whatever, egg white. Someone else cut it the limes. And so after, we all made our own pisco sour.
Good.
And then after that, then we learned how to make ceviche, 3 different types of ceviche.
Wow.
And we all got to participate. Everybody did like a group of 3 did the basic one, the other group did another one, the other group did another one. And then he was cutting the fish. He was showing you how to cut the fish and how to fillet it.
Oh.
And he asked who wants to try it. Of course, I said,
You're
I
already
wanna learn how
a
to
good fillet fish. You're already good at that.
I learned some great tips on how to fillet a fish.
Oh, like what?
Well, first is you have to lay your knife has to be laying flat. The knife laid flat on the board, and you can't lift it up.
Yeah.
And I know I was lifting up on seconds, so you have to lay it flat on the board and don't lift it up. And it's a sawing motion going frontwards and backwards, sawing frontwards, backwards, and you have to make sure. And that actually, instead of like trying to slice it all the way to the left, it's a frontward and backward action.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then keep that blade flat on the board.
Flat. Okay.
Yep.
That's why those fillet knives have a little bend in them. You can.
I don't know.
What are some of the must-have items that you packed on the hike that you'd recommend others have to bring with them?
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I make sure you bring sunblock, insect repellent. I always bring like altitude pills. If you can get altitude pills from your doctor, that would be great. I did get that, and I think it helped because I did take it like 3 days before. You should take it like 2 days before. And then also, what else? Bring your first aid, bring Band-Aids, stuff that you need, aspirin, Tylenol if you get a headache. And also bring, what do you call it? Anti-diarrhea.
Okay, yeah.
What do you call it? I know bring those 2 because I did need it. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I used it. What else? I brought snacks. And they said to bring a flashlight, but I didn't really need a flashlight for anything.
Yeah.
But I did use Excedrin and Tylenol, not for myself. My good friend, she kept getting a headache, and she's like, I got Excedrin. I always had everything in my backpack.
Oh, good.
Excedrin, a barf bag.
Oh.
Toilet paper. Oh, I'll make sure you always bring toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Because there are no toilet papers in the bathrooms there.
Wow. Okay.
So always bring toilet paper. Always bring paper towels, some wipes. Water. Make sure you have lots of water. Yep.
What were some of the most?
Hats. Don't forget, you have to wear a hat. Always wear a hat because the sun up there is very harsh. So make sure you wear a nice wide brim hat and sunblock all the time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hiking boots too, or hiking shoes. You don't have to wear. I bought hiking shoes.
Yeah.
Which are great. Yeah. Merrell, Merrell.
What were some of the most challenging parts of the hike? Was it the
Rainbow Mountain?
Rainbow Mountain sounds like it. Yeah.
Rainbow Mountain because it was the altitude and I had a hard time breathing, so that was it. The rest of the part, climbing the Inka Trail, that was tough, but
yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah, it was hard, but manageable. It wasn't like the breathing wasn't a problem. Nothing was a problem.
If you could relive one day of your trip, which day would it be and why?
Oh my goodness.
There were too many good ones, right?
Yeah, everyone's a good one. But you know what? God, there's good ones. That we had one guide that was really amazing. So the last day we actually did the Machu Picchu, but it was like a different section.
Okay.
And so this was this guide. We had him doing the Inka Trail, and we had him afterwards. This guy was so informative. Just knew everything about the Incas and the kings and the queens and how the Inca trails, they had their buildings. The wife would be on this side, the husband would be on this side. There's too much to explain. But anyways, I was very interested because he was talking about, I think it was 11 dimensions.
Oh.
Yes.
Jeez.
Not 11th elements. I think there's 11 dimensions. And when you get to 11 dimensions, that's like the highest dimension you can get to.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I was very into that. And he was talking about the chakras, which I do know a lot about the chakras. He was very spiritual, talking about the different chakras and how there's different chakras in different parts of the countries. And so I was just listening to everything he had to say. And I tried to videotape it so I would remember. And then one of my friend, she kept telling me, I think he's a Sharma.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I said, okay. So then later on, when we're done, I'm speaking to him in Spanish. I go, are you a Sharma? And he says, well, I'm not a Sharma, because the highest Sharma is you cannot have any sugar, you can have anything, everything, you have to be very clean. He goes, well, I have kids and I do have sugar, but I am a Sharma, but the San Pedro, he does this San Pedro, which is something milder. It's something you drink.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of causes you to do hallucination, and you have to do it with a Sharma. You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah.
So he goes, I do the San Pedro Sharma. I said, okay. So I go, give me your WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So I might be doing I'm going to see if I can get some other people that want to do the same thing as me to go and do the San Pedro.
Yeah. How did you get there? You had to fly to Miami first and then directly to Lima,
so
Peru?
Orlando to Miami, and then from Miami straight to Lima, Peru. It was a great flight, no problem whatsoever. And then PhotoFly is perfect. I mean, as soon as I got off the plane, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I saw someone that had PhotoFly banner, and then I'm like, they got me on the car, took me to the hotel.
Nice.
And then once I was there the next day, the director was already there, 5 p.m. Everybody met each other. And after that, it was just easy peasy. It was just
wow, that's
like
great.
clockwork.
Great.
It was great.
Wow. How many hours was it flying to Lima, Peru from?
Just 5 hours. From
5 hours,
Miami.
okay.
I think 5.5 hours from Miami to Lima. Yeah.
Okay.
And then 90 minutes to Cusco.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No,
that was a great trip, and
a great trip. Yeah, I recommend it. So if anybody wants to do it, you can message me, whatever you want to do, and I will give you the recommendation of PhotoFly. I'm sure they do it once a year. So
great. All right, now I'm going to put up the pictures if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on a podcast platform, go to YouTube and check out all these wonderful pictures that you took.
Yes.
Thanks again for joining me, hon.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you on the next episode.
Ciao, baby.
Ciao.